Hey guys, Tim here with another Transport Fever 2 playthrough. It is episode 16, and we are really nearing the finish line here. You can see we're back on the northwestern side of things. Figured it'd be a good place to be since that's supposed to be the main theme of the build. That this is a northwestern theme build. And we really are down to the home stretch. So the goals, if you remember for this playthrough, were to connect every city with rail transit and to provide the two goods or the two products that each city demands. Right. So Miramar, for example, needs food and fuel, and we are almost there. So I did do some off-camera things. I wanted to show that. First of all, I went and got I found a better, or not better, an additional P42 Genesis asset that has reversible P42s. And so I replaced our aging diesels and replaced them with the P42s. So now that way the Peninsula 400 really looks accurate. Again, if you compare this to Amtrak's Hiawatha service between Milwaukee and Chicago, you have the cabbage cars, the former engines turned into baggage cars and cab cars on one side, and then you have the P42s on the other. And so that's looking good. And if you notice, I didn't get quite all of it in time, but I tried to de-electrify most of this because we're not running electric trains on here anymore. And then let's get back to the focus. So the focus of today are these. We have three towns. Costa Mesa needs goods. St. Louis needs goods and machines, and then Manchester needs machines. So that's going to be our focus today for what's going on here. So I did a little bit of prep work, things that wouldn't really look great on camera, but are essential to what we're going to be doing today. So the two things we're going to be doing today are getting this machines factory online, and then getting this goods factory online. So the common denominator between these two is steel. And we're going to be getting the steel from here. And the reason why is because we can do a both-way trip, right? So we can truck the steel out, go down this line over here, and then we can pick up on the way back products. And you'll see how we're going to do that here in a little bit. Because we're going to have another line up here. We'll run some more steel this way and call it good. And then obviously machines are going to run to St. Louis, and then we'll need to run kind of a spur line up here to Manchester. So that's pretty much the target in a nutshell. So again, to get ready for that, one thing I did was, because these were truck routes, right? I've got a truck route running from here to the Sacramento sawmill, and then I have another line running from the Sacramento sawmill down over here to the machines factory. So we've got that online and good to go. I'm going to go ahead and unpause so we can keep moving through time. We're still moving at our customary half speed. So again, the first thing we need to do is get this online. And I'm going to go ahead. Let's get a better street, a higher capacity street going here. Our trucks now have a much higher top speed, so I want streets that can match that. Now the other thing is, give it a second here, there we go, cargo stations. So let's talk through this here for a minute. We're going to need one line here for sure for our ore. We want to do another one for our coal, and then we want to do a third one because again we're going to be pumping the steel out to a little bit farther down the line. So we're going to do this right here. I know there's a gap in the road. I'll fix that once we get to that point. We are not at that point yet. I'm going to turn this as far as I can. And we're good. Okay. So we've got our three tracks. And then if you look, we've got a coal mine right here. And we have an iron mine right here. So let's go ahead and get that ready. We definitely only need a single track. Okay, we're going to build that right there. build that right there. Now, before I forget, go ahead, make sure we have a depot ready, so that way once our routes are ready to go, we can just crank out trains. And we're going to put signals on all the lines. Okay. So trying to think of the best way to do this. We don't want to slow this route down, so we are going to do, let's do this real fast here. Yeah, I know. Let's so let's see if we can do that. We're going to smooth this out. And we're going to, let's see here. Let's back this up. Smooth this curve out as best we can. Good deal. Now, let's go ahead and double track it, or make sure we can double track it. Be perfect. We'll make it cement bridge. Boom. Perfect. All right, now smooth that out. Obviously, get that road out of the way. Alright, and then what we'll do, oops, there we go. We've got the two stations here, so it would, so we're going to do this. Okay. There's a big terrain difference. I'm going to start from this way and work it up. Okay. Now, it doesn't really like to do Y turnouts, WYE turnouts, which is essentially what this is. Which is bizarre and annoying at the same time. Okay, there's that one. There, that worked out all right. Okay, so let's signalize this here. Oh, we can unpause because we're not messing up that road anymore. Okay. And then there we go. Okay. We'll work on fixing the terrain there a little bit more once we get this all said and done. Okay, so this needs, I think we just need to do one of these. We need to do a double switch. And then put the clearance here. Yep, and then I think that will work. Okay, so let's build our lines here. This is Costa Mesa ore. And then we've got, we'll do green and yellow in homage to the CMW. Costa Mesa coal. Now, let's get this fixed. We want Costa Mesa coal coming in there. Yep, perfect. And it's double tracked on both. Okay, good deal. Now, this is, remember, the Norfolk Southern portion of our layout, and we definitely have some Norfolk Southern assets to put to use. So let's find those. Yep, here we go. And we're going to make some heavy drainage here. And I believe, yep, we got Norfolk Southern coal porters. All right. And we'll do, let's see here. Okay, we're starting to stock up, which is good. Eventually want to get 2 trains on each line, but until the steel mill is connected, steel mill is connected to anything, it doesn't make much sense to do that. So let's go ahead and build that connection. Now that I think about it, we're gonna want to kind of follow this duct. It wouldn't make sense to have multiple bridges if we can avoid it, and then we'll have it. Well, I guess we can have multiple bridges. That's fine, because then it's gonna join up here and report down this way. Now we will need to pause here briefly because I need to do that. Now, I'll explain why we need it to be this large here in just a second. I mean, the main reason is we need through freight, right? We need to have the ability for freight to travel freely, and in fact, we're going to 6-track this sucker because we're going to have this also, remember, service the town of Manchester, and then we're also going to have this connect to the goods factory. So we need a through aisle for our other trains, but then we need kind of like a little mini proviso, right? We need ability for other trains to stop here. So, oh, got hit by the autosave. Let's give it a second. Okay. Alright, so we can resume play now because we've restored the connection. So that was my main concern. Let's see here. We're going to need... we're going to need to try and smoothen out the terrain here for what we're about to do. Okay. So before we jump straight in, we need to give the trains a chance to potentially switch. Which we have right there. Okay. Why are we being... aha, there we go. Okay, so this is on, and it's always sometimes better to start from the point of origin like this. Okay, good deal. Now let's go ahead and signalize. I'm not sure which one's going to start, so we're going to do that. And then we're definitely going to want to do that to help get back on. Okay, so the next thing to do is to build our rail connection here. Wait for these trucks to pass. And then pause. Yep, sorry boys. That might be a little too deep, but we'll make it work. It'll be fine. Okay. Smooth this out. Give it a nice, clean entrance. And we definitely need... there we go. Same thing. Smooth that out. Let's go ahead and restore the connections so we can unpause. Okay. Alright, while that train is going, we will go ahead and work on getting these trains to go through. Oh, hello. Okay, yep, that's a steep drop. So we need to start from here. Maybe even start more like here. No, I prefer a cut. There we go. Okay. Yep, that'll work better. And then, yeah, it's not going to like that signal's there. So let's go ahead and we'll move that in just a minute. Okay, and then before I forget, okay, and then, yeah. It is crazy to me in this game that it is more expensive to just do a cut versus digging a tunnel. Like, that's absolutely bonkers. Digging a tunnel is one of the last things that a railroad wants to do, and in fact, they don't mind doing these kinds of cuts, because then in other circumstances you'll need to raise the terrain, and then you have ready-made resources to do that. All right, let's smooth this out so it's not as extreme. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and signalize this. So right there, right there. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our line. New line, we're going to start the steel mill, and we are going to travel all the way down here, but we are going to make sure to stop off on track 1. Let's give this a dark gray look, and this is going to be Costa Mesa steel for now. And that's the critical thing, is for now. All right, we're going to get the right locomotive on here, but not all of the rolling stock yet. Oops. So let's go ahead and get that ready to go. Oh yeah, here we go. Now, we are going to actually use the all cargo for reasons that will become apparent here in just a little bit. Let's see here. Okay, our ore should be coming back. And it's pretty empty, but that's going to change. We're building for the future. Alright, what's going on? What's the story here? Oh, we need to give this sucker an upgrade. Let's do that real fast before things get out of hand. And he's got 3 right now. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so that helps with the tool situation. What's going on with construction materials? Looking pretty good. We're just coming back, that's all. Alright, so I'm fine with that. Okay, so we have our steel coming down. We already have a sizable supply of lumber. Now, who needs our machines? St. Louis and Manchester. So let's go ahead. Try to think of who I want to resolve first. Let's start with the easy one, the one that doesn't require multiple iterations here, and that would be the city of Manchester. So we're just going to do a very brief should we just run it right up here? I mean, that could certainly work. Yeah, why don't we do that? So we're going to build a cargo terminus. We're just going to, we don't need to make it that long. And if I put it right here, oh, look at that. It connects to the truck depot. It's already there. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to angle it a little bit. Try and help with that. Okay. And we're going to go just to the left of these industries, which will be good in case we need to get them online for some reason. And I'm actually not going to double track it. Not yet. Because, again, this is kind of a branch line. I anticipate not needing to. Now we do need to expand this out. And let's get a drop-off point. Oh, this is kind of scattered all over. Look at, it's very annoyingly decentralized. Crazily enough, well, yeah, let's start there. So if I were to do a new line, hold on. I might have a slight problem. Yeah, because it's on the left-hand side, darn it. Okay, so oh, I see. Alright, let's see if we can get it working this way. Okay, so Manchester West. After William Street, you're going to come in this way. And then after Manchester West, you're going to leave. Well, that just seems needless. Okay, fine. It's just going to loop around there. If that's what it takes. Okay. Alright. That's my train depot. I need my road depot. I don't think I named this yet. Line 1. Let's fix that. Manchester machines. Okay. Now, we do have an opportunity here to use one of our cool assets. I don't think we need don't think we need one of the like SD70 aces. I think we can get away with going a little more old school with an SD42, especially early on. But these are machines, which means we can use auto racks. And let's go ahead and build that route real fast. And Manchester machines. And we look ready to go. Okay, doesn't have any steel yet. But let's make sure this is connected to that. Oh, we need to manage the line and make sure that Manchester West only loads machines. And we need to make sure that Manchester Food only loads food. There we go. Okay. Alright, full oil train, good to see. Okay, so then the next piece that we need to do, ooh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, yes. Okay. we're gonna let this run a little bit because we have some serious upgrading to do back over here. Even though we just worked on this, so how are we doing? Pretty good ridership. Okay, so we don't really need to rock the boat there. But let's go ahead and get our, let's see, Amfleet coaches. Oops. A little too much. Amtrak Midwest. So the Siemens Chargers, the Midwest was one of the first places they deployed them. And let's see here. Oh, that's cool. Looking good. Looking good. I love that the lights are different. This train's going forward. This train, the engine's in the rear. That's awesome. Okay, that's cool. Diesels, I think, are a little underpowered. The late ones are. I mean, because these are, especially the Michigan service, they get up to 110 miles an hour sustained over high-speed stretches. So, I mean, it's certainly there. Look at that. We already have a sizable amount of steel waiting for us. So let's go ahead and modify this train. Give it another one. Okay, we're getting ready to head back. That's good. Okay, so then the trick is, how do we get the machines to St. Louis, and also how do we get the steel to St. Louis? Because I don't want to cross over. We've got a lot going on here. We've got this oil line already set up. I don't really want to mess with that. I don't really want to cross this passenger line. So what we can do, though, is we can run a line back up here, drop the steel off, and then that way we can pick up goods, bring them back here, have the steel train, which is why I opted to use intermodal container cars, have them bring it back here. Look at that. Okay, we're already producing tons. Bring it back here and then deliver the goods here. So that's going to be our plan. Now we got to get ethanol online. So I'm trying to think of what the best way would be to do this. Let's do this. Alright, this is going to be a little complicated. I'm going to time jump just because I know I need to do. It's going to be a little time intensive and not make for a good video. So we'll do a time jump and you'll be able to see what I did here in just a little bit. Okay, we're back and I'm in the process of setting up the lines, so this is a good time to kind of jump up and explain things. So we're going to call this one St. Louis Steel Machines, because it's going to bring both. Actually, this needs to be called Steel Machines Products. So at the Sacramento branch, let's make sure we get our logic here. The only thing that it will load two things. It will load machines and steel, and here it will load products or goods or whatever they're called. Okay, so there's that. Now that'll get us the steel. The other thing we need is our ethanol. Now what was making it tricky was the fact that we got to get grain up there. There's grain right here. So I've got trucks en route. You can see got a fleet of dump trucks trying to make their way through. But it's good that we're doing this because right now they don't see any consumers, right? We need to get trains on the line. And so we need to add another line. Let's make this light blue, stick with the theme. And we're going to call this one St. Louis Grain Plastics. Now the cool thing about this one is we've got, first of all, let's buy our vehicles. I'm going to put some heavy machinery on these because my goal is to try and keep it to one train if possible. Check this out, covered hopper takes grain and plastics. So we're going to start with just a 100 capacity one. We're going to put it on St. Louis Grains Plastics. Let's go ahead and signal right there. Okay, and then the other piece we need, oh, did I not buy it? No, I did, okay. Alright, there it goes. So now this should identify a customer. Yes, it has. Very good. So next up, we need to buy another one. And let's get clever here. We're going to mix brands, right? We got the EMD SD70. Let's go ahead and throw the GE Gevo. Now, this we're going to need to have the All Industries Henderson's again because we're transporting steel and machines. It's going to be expensive. We're going to lose money for a while. Totally fine with that. Okay. Now, let's see. Yep, and it's got the goods factory targeted. Excellent. That should hopefully significantly increase our production. And we got our next batch of steel coming. Alright, our grain trucks are en route. I've already put trucks on the route to deliver the machines and the goods. That way it recognizes them as... oh, let's go ahead and let's signalize this too. This is coming off the line. Alright. Okay. So then I think the only other piece we need to do is get this ready here. Okay, let's clear that out of the way. And then where... let's assess this. Where? Oof. Okay, down over here. This seems like quite the cluster right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that there. And I'm going to... I know we're going to lose some buildings. I'm okay with that. We had to do it. Otherwise, this place will jam up so fast. Okay, so that means I really want to get connected to right here, is really what that means. So let's... if I build right here, yep, it will. Okay. Or more importantly, will it connect to the train station? Yes, it will. Let's get this bad boy configured. And then I think we're ready for another time jump. And we might be good to go. Okay. Okay, new route. And trucks, yep, it's going to loop through those main roads. And this will be Costa Mesa goods. Okay. That's a tram depot. Do have a road depot. Okay. Alright, Costa Mesa goods. Still not at full capacity yet, but I think that's going to change rapidly. It's transporting a grand total of 5 machines. We'll get there. We will get there. Alright, here comes some steel. It's pulling this thing here. Oh, it's pulling it right now. Good deal. And how are we doing? Also looking pretty good. Okay. Alright, now, moment of truth. Hold on now. Oh, because it hasn't gotten any shipments. Okay, well let's see what happens when I get this dropped off. I just want to make sure our supply chain is fully online and ready to go. And then once we see that, alright. Okay, so it hasn't identified him as a consumer, which is odd, but again, sometimes it takes that initial shipment of goods for it to work. Yeah, so far it's just identifying the steel as a source of materials. But look at this is already leveling up because we're getting demand for 2 distinct industries here. How is our... These aren't leveled up yet, but they will. I almost guarantee you they will once that steel mill goes. Let's go check out this again. Alright, pulling in right now. There we go. Okay, we have identified the St. Louis goods factory. Now, who are its consumers? It doesn't have any of its raw materials either. Okay, well let's time jump. I think we'll be okay. If there's an issue, I'll cut the time jump short and show you how I fixed it. But hopefully, by the next time I cut through the magic of YouTube, you will see the first shipments going out to these cities. So that way, these 3 cities finally get the products that they need. All right, we're going to do a quick pause of our time jump just to because there's a milestone coming up, and then we'll kind of need to wait a little bit more. But first of all, Manchester is online. They're starting to get a pretty steady stream of machines. This is leveling up, but the reason we're jumping in here is because you can see our first shipment of steel along with machines. Although we've gotten some machines already, you can see St. Louis has got some. But our first shipment of steel is coming in, which is important because our grain connection is online and working. There's a nice store of plastic up here, and as soon as we can, we'll be able to see here in just a second. But we should be able to see the fact that we should see St. Louis and Costa Mesa coming online as customers. That'll be the key test, because remember we got Costa Mesa goods right here. It's connected to the train, and remember the steel train is set up so that way it does in fact pick up products on or goods on its way back. You can see now our trains are much more full of coal and ore. As a result of this leveling up, right now these are leveled up. We'll probably need to get a second train on the line here pretty soon, and then we'll be good to go. But let's go ahead and see. Yeah, we timed that perfectly. We've got our steel coming in. You can see we've lost quite a bit of money because it really hasn't. It's still not even fully ramped up. But let's see what happens. Alright, we're unloading. Let's see what happens here. Okay, it's identified St. Louis. Oh, hold on. Did I do this right? Upper St. Louis can load goods. Then it's going to go back here. Upper St. Louis is lower. I'm looking at the same thing. I need to look at Costa Mesa Steel. Okay, at the Sacramento branch, the only thing it's going to load is goods. Costa Mesa Exchange, the only thing it's going to pick up is steel, if I can find steel. There we go. Okay. Let's see if we can get this to work. And there it goes. Okay, we've got Costa Mesa and St. Louis. Not much yet. We'll do one final time jump, and then we will see how this goes. And then we will call it a wrap on today's episode to set up what will potentially be our final episode, where we kind of clean up and polish, try and resolve some supply chain issues, make sure our passenger train needs are all being met, and then we'll be able to put a wrap on this playthrough. Okay, our train has finally made it. I did some upgrades along the way. I added another well car, and then you can see I put a locomotive in the back, and that's because we have quite a bit of steel waiting for us. Demand is high. We'll probably need to get a second train going because, as you can see, we're quickly running into two full territory, which is pretty impressive considering this is the max length cargo station that you can have. But you can see the significant leveling up. And getting the second ore and coal trains going is keeping a steady supply, which is critical. So again, not much in the goods department, but it doesn't matter because this is the goal of today's playthrough was to get to the point where we have achieved the base level of our goal, which is to have all of the economic and transportation needs met for all of our cities. And there we go. We have got it. Now it'll take a second to show up. Gotta get these bad boys delivered. But we are in great shape. If we have any problems, it's just trying to manage the growing demand on all fronts. You know, this is starting to level up now that that batch was delivered, which will be key. Um, that'll help level this factory up, which is building up a nice little supply. It'll also help push the steel mill up even further. And you can see we definitely need more here, and we're getting a pretty constant stream. Yep, Manchester is good. St. Louis is now good. And thanks to these recent deliveries, which let's see. You've got products. Anybody else? Let's upgrade these. We got our final one. Urbos, slightly smaller capacity but faster. Let's upgrade those and get a couple more on the line. And I think that will help with that. Our commuter rail is booming, making killer money off of it, and you can see the impact it's having over here. SEPTA with a strong demand. NJT not so much, but that's okay, given the number of people on the line. The Kate Shelley is still the one that's in super high demand. And there's just really not much I can do. The length of the line, 4 trains, is about as comfortable as I, kind of feel going with this. But you can see it's spilling over here too. The Peninsula, 400, even with the number of trains and with the more expensive and slower locomotives, still pulling a little bit of a profit, but more importantly, getting the adequate amount of people moved from one place to the next. And that's nuts, even with 2 trains going, not getting nearly enough. Those are the kinds of things that we'll look at next time. Nearly 3,500 in Hartford, 31 in Miramar, 27 in Springfield. St. Louis is about to definitely take off. Same with Costa Mesa. Look at Costa Mesa's potential over 3,000. Philadelphia has crossed the 3,000 mark. We are looking great, and there it is. Confirmation that we have. Oh no, that's St. Louis. Let's get to Costa Mesa. Do we have Costa Mesa? Yep, confirmation that goods are delivered. And that is where we will leave it. We have quite the hopping activity. And we'll leave you here with our coal and ore action taking up most of our activity. So thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe. Even though we only have one more episode left on this playthrough. Again, the main purpose of the channel, I was able to get some work done on my layout today. I'll have another video up hopefully soon. And then once this is done, I'm looking at doing a playthrough, maybe a City Skylines playthrough. There's some assets there that connect to Chicago Northwestern. Could be fun to try it out. We'll see. But for now, that's it for this episode. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.